Good evening. Welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. This is session 7 of our Ravenloft campaign using the Lamentations of the Flame Princess role-playing game rule system. So we left off. You guys had barricaded yourselves in the bedroom on the upper level of the castle, trying to get some rest so that you would be able to recover a little HP maybe, and more importantly, recover some spell slots in preparation for the next day. You were beset constantly by sounds banging on the various, the two different doors which lead into the room, of things trying to get into the room, but did manage to get most of a shaky night's sleep, taking watches and, trying to make sure that nothing actually broke through the barricades into the room. However, in the last half hour of the sleeping periods during Alistair's watch, a strange mist had begun to pour in underneath the door on the eastern wall, and then it solidified into the form of Strad von Zarevich standing in front of that door. So, what do you do, Alistair?
He's sitting up, keeping his eye on this door, but he's got the amulet in his hand and he's turning it back and forth. And as soon as this mist starts to seep in, he kind of gives a light kick to Arthur, who's sleeping next to him. Wake everyone!
Arthur jumps up, looks, and goes, "Oh my God!" And he quickly goes over and he's, "Everybody get up!" And he starts shaking people. Roll initiative. Just Alistair this first round.
That's going to be a 5.
A 5. Okay, so Strahd will go first. Quickly, as you kick Alistair, and as Alistair's going to start waking up the rest of the party, he eyes you both, kind of surveying the room, assessing the threats. And as he does so, I'll get to Corinne in a moment. Actually, Corinne, you're not in the room just yet.
I figured.
As he does so, he looks and he sees you holding that holy symbol, I assume is what you meant by amulet, the holy symbol you got from the tower?
Yeah.
Right, he sees that symbol in your hand, and he is going to cast a spell. Let me just double check. Yep, he's going to cast. He basically stretches his hand out, and a ball of flame shoots out of his hand directly at you. And wow, these are poor rolls. Wow. It's going to hit you for 17 points of damage. I rolled a lot of ones. As you're basically, probably your clothing would probably catch fire a little bit as well. Anything flammable on your person? You don't have any flasks of oil or gunpowder or anything on you, do you?
Ooh, on my person, I have 12 apostles.
A 12 apostles?
Would you have slept in, or would you have been on watch with that wrapped around you, though?
Oh, that is a fair point. I probably... Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing so, because I was up... If I was up at the last one, I probably would have gotten myself all ready and dressed.
Okay. Give me 12 saving throws.
Oh, Jesus.
And this is going to be, let me see here. Let me tell you what the target number for this item is going to be. The saving throw is going to be at, I'm going to consider like a first level fighter, 16 or higher to succeed.
It's not any of my, like,
and tell me how many
or anything. Okay, one failure. Is there any... Do I get any bonuses to it? Is it any kind of save? Because I rolled a 15. So
No, I can't think of any.
No.
Well, no, I
No
mean, no, because it's an item. It's not
Constitution?
your saving throws. It's the item saving throws. Sorry. I'm rolling for the 12 apostles. Or you're rolling for the 12 apostles.
Right. Okay.
Just to see
Okay.
how many of them explode.
Okay. Damn, so that's 2 then. Because that was a 15. 3. Hey, this one didn't. 4. 4 out of 5. Oh, 4 out of 6. I got a 20 on that one.
Okay.
5 out of 7. 6 out of 8.
Yep.
I just dropped my die on the other side of my desk.
That's what happens when the GM makes you start the game by rolling 12 saving throws.
Yep. That's a 1. So that's 7 out of 9. 7 out of 10. Another 1, so 8 out of 11 and 9 out of 12.
9 out of 12. So you take 9 more hit points of damage as the 9 of the 12 apostles all explode.
Cool.
And it's your turn. If you're still alive.
Yeah, I am
Cool.
very badly burnt. And
Yes, you
are. Patting wildly at myself at all these little flashing flames that are going off, trying to put them out. Jesus. Like, I don't have the concentration to do a spell right now. I'm freaking on fire. So I will kind of wildly pull my pistol and try to take a shot. Just almost not thinking, just trying to like almost discharge the gunpowder before it can explode too.
Yep, roll a d10 for your misfire chance.
That's an 8.
Okay, it does not misfire, so go ahead and roll to hit.
16.
16 misses.
Mm.
So the way I'm going to say basically is you take it, you fire the shot, and Strahd puts up a hand and catches the bullet and like clenches his fist and drops it on the floor. Now, the rest of you all wake up as Arthur is shaking you awake and shouting, and you hear this popping sound as Alistair goes off like a series of firecrackers, and then he fires his pistol. So you're all awake now. Everybody can roll initiative. Corinne.
Can I add my bless to my initiative?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. Gonna go ahead and go add all those points to my initiative.
Go for it. Corinne,
Mm-hmm.
you come to. The last thing you remember, you were sleeping, in the in the little house that you had you and your brother Ismark had barricaded yourselves in the city. You vaguely you think you had a dream. You had a dream about Strahd coming in through your bedroom door and leaning down to kiss you. And now you find yourself awake, but you're standing in a strange place. You've never been here before, and you're not sure how you got here. You must have been sleepwalking, you reckon. And I'll give you a description of the room that you're in. Okay. So, a blazing hearth fire fills the room with rolling waves of red and amber light. The walls lined with ancient books and tomes, their leather covers well oiled and preserved through careful use. All seems to be in order. The stone floor is hidden beneath a luxurious rug of a deep patterned weave. A large, low table sits in the corner of the room, waxed and polished to a mirrored finish. There is a poker sitting next to the blazing fireplace, and you see large, overstuffed divans and couches in order around the room. 2 luxurious chairs face the hearth. A huge painting hangs over the mantelpiece in a heavy gilded frame. The rolling light of the fire illuminates the carefully rendered painting. It is an exact likeness of yourself. Except for, of course, the clothing is different. It's not any clothing that you ever remember wearing. And I think I showed you that picture before, but I'll pull it up now just in case. Yes.
Is it the one I'm using as a character thingy?
It is, yeah. In fact, sorry, I don't even have to pull up yet. So yeah, it's the one that you're using as your character. Is that portrait, or standing? Essentially that's your character standing beside the portrait in that image, right? So you see the woman there who looks just like you, but she's dressed quite regally and wearing some kind of a tiara. You might find that a bit unsettling. You can tell by looking at the painting, must be centuries old, but otherwise it's an exact likeness of yourself. And as you're looking at that, you hear several pops and the sound of a gun going off behind a door on the western wall of this room. The fireplace is on the eastern wall of the room. The western wall has a double door from behind which you hear this disturbance. There's also a door heading north and a door heading south. Both of those doors, however, are standing open. And you think you hear the sound of shuffling feet coming from the open door to the south. But the room beyond that door is dark. You can't see. And you can roll initiative too.
That's an 8.
Okay. So, if everybody initiatives here, am I missing anybody's initiatives? I am. What was your initiative, Austin, for?
5.
You're on 5. Okay. So.
Oh, wait, was there a second? Was I supposed to roll again a second time?
Yeah, it's a new round.
Oh, sorry, I screwed that up. 2.
Okay. So the 8s are going to go first. So we'll start with you, Arena, since you're not in the room that they're in.
So I've got sounds of combat in one door, and then
Yep, that door is closed.
And then shuffling sounds coming from shuffling footsteps coming from another.
Mm-hmm. That's from the south door, which is open.
Going to grab the poker from the fireplace, run over and shut that door, and use the poker to kind of bar it shut.
As you do so, you catch a glimpse of what looked to be corpse-like beings shuffling towards the door as you run over and grab the door and pull it shut and jam the poker in.
And so that's probably all I can really do.
Yeah,
right?
that'd be your actions for the round. So next will be, you're on 7? Okay, so you're going to go simultaneously as Strahd, but what are you going to do, Torgal?
I was going to rush him and press the attack.
Okay, make your attack rolls. Or attack roll. So you're pressing attack, you get +2 attack and -4 to initiative.
Unfortunately, I rolled like crap, so 4 + 7 is only 11.
Yeah, you're going to miss. He easily, you charge forward. What do you swing, an axe or a hammer? I can't remember.
Betsy's an axe.
Betsy's an axe, yes, of course. Sorry. It's been a month since we played. Apologies. So you run up, you swing Betsy, and Strahd just kind of he almost seems to stutter step, almost shift out of your way. And he just kind of pushes you aside easily and steps past you as he walks towards. Oh yeah, he goes straight for the cleric who's still holding that holy symbol in his other hand, I presume. And so he is going to make attacks against Alistair. 1 attack.
I think that's about all it'll take.
That's going to be a 23.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Okay, so he grabs you by the shoulders and leans down and sinks his teeth into your neck, doing 10 points of damage.
I am dead.
He sinks his teeth into your neck and drains you of blood. You guys see Alistair's head lock back. His mouth opens in a silent scream. Blood begins to run down his neck, and then Strahd just kind of lets him go, and he limply falls to the floor. Next on initiative is going to be anybody on 6? Oh, no. Yeah, okay, Torgal went on 7. Anybody on 6? No. 5? No. 4 for peace.
The old lady pulls her sort of lips from the book that she'd been reading and says, "I wasn't asleep," and then takes in the situation around her and instantly starts casting a spell, one that she hasn't cast before.
Great.
And the form of Alistair rises up again and joins the fray, attacking Strahd. Can you make an attack roll?
Brilliant. Go ahead and make an attack roll, Austin. Austin,
Are you there?
has he rage quit at the loss of his?
No, I'm here. I just rolled my die and it rolled into the hole in my desk that like cords are supposed to go into. So it's going to take me just a second to grab another D20.
Do you want me to? Okay, go ahead and get another D20.
That one would take me a minute to dig out.
What spell is this, Caius? Is this the Enemy's Dead spell?
No, it's Phantasmal Psychedelia.
Oh, sweet.
So I got a 16 on that roll.
Okay. Any modifiers for him?
Is it melee range?
It's just your. I presume it's just your normal.
Your normal
You
melee.
would get a +1 by default.
So,
Your normal melee attack then.
okay, so, it's a +3 at least with my special sword.
So it's a 19.
So it'd be a +2 if it's not using that sword.
well,
Or +1.
oh, right. Yeah. You didn't have that sword in your hand, did you?
No, I don't think so. So I guess actually,
We'll call
Is
it
that-
a
that sword is-
clubbing attack then with your pistol.
okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Yes.
hang on. He didn't. I can create this version of the spell. Can I create it with the sword in his hand or not?
Ooh, I don't know.
I've put the description in the chat there.
Oh, okay, cool. I was just going to look it up. This spell creates a creature the caster has previously seen. It will obey as every mental command. It only exists in the minds of those seeing, smelling, or hearing it. The first time it causes damage in combat, the victim receives a saving throw versus magic success means the creature ceases to exist as far as that character is concerned. Yeah, okay.
I mean, can I use? It says creature, but can I?
Yeah, I'd say you could have him have his sword in hand. Sure, no problem. So it's a 19 then? Correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
still
that would be a
misses.
19. Oh, well.
It misses. Again, Strahd kind of like shifts almost or supernaturally away as the sword strikes down and misses him. Next on initiative is Miklos. That was a cool spell, by the way.
Miklos is going to dive from his sleeping position. He's going to roll backwards away from Strahd before he brings up his gun and takes a pot shot.
Cool.
Which is a 21 to hit.
A 21 hits him. Is that a magical gun?
It is actually. One of his guns is magical. Yep.
Nice. So it hits him and does damage. Roll damage.
Okay, it's 4 damage.
Bam. First blood on Strahd is drawn by Miklos. And he's kind of taken aback by this and stunned a bit as the bullet hits him in the left shoulder, and he kind of stumbles back and he looks and he sees, you can even see a little bit of blood pouring out of it. It's probably Alistair's blood, but nonetheless, there's a little bit of blood pouring from the wound, and he looks at you like with disgust on his face. And oh, by the way, if you want, Austin, you can come up with a first level fighter or specialist or cleric, whichever you like, and you can make Arthur into a player character if you'd like to do that. And it's going to be then, names, Edith.
I'm going to take a swing. I'm going to fight defensively.
Okay, cool. So a +2 to your armor class and -4 to your attack roll.
24 to hit.
That will hit.
And that's 8 points of damage.
Oof. Okay. Now he's really taken aback by the fact, because that's your magical weapon as well, right? Yep. Yeah. And again, now he looks at you even more shocked and surprised, and now he has a slash mark across his chest, which also has a little bit of blood. Probably not as much blood as it should have, but it definitely has. You see a little bit of blood since he's just fed, pouring from the wound. And final move will be on Arthur, actually. Do you want to play Arthur, Austin?
Sure.
Okay.
Um,
What would Arthur like to do?
Seeing Alistair dead on the floor,
He'd
Arthur
probably
will
see
start.
him alive as well.
Yeah, you do see him dead on the floor, but you also see this other version of him standing there with his sword in hand attacking Strahd.
He'll look to the one on the one that's standing there, and then he'll look back down to the corpse. The corpse is still there and still has the sword in its sheath, correct?
Sword's in his sheath. The holy symbol is sitting probably partially in his left hand, and his pistol is sitting down probably next to his right hand.
Okay, so Arthur will stoop to try to pocket the holy symbol and draw Alistair's sword,
Okay,
his magic sword, because that's his only bonus. It's nice.
cool.
And he knew that he doesn't have one of his own,
Nicely done.
or a good one.
Everybody can roll initiative for the next round. That was the second round since Strahd entered the room, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I need to keep track of these things. So this is Strahd's third round. Five, 3, 7, 2. 3 for peace. And what do you have, Arthur?
He rolled a 4.
A 4. Okay, so first to go will be Miklos on 7.
So kind of buoyed by the fact that he damaged this Strahd character. He stands up, pulls his other gun, pulls the trigger, and misfires.
Misfires. You pull the trigger and it just goes click, and it doesn't fire. Okay. Next on initiative then will be Irina. You are still in the other room. Now you heard another gunshot go off inside that room, and you hear the sounds of fighting, and you hear shouting.
Yeah, and she still has no idea where she's at, and so there's corpses coming one way, sound of fighting on the other. So, and then there's another door. You said
There is a door heading north that is open. Well, you might not know it's north, but there is a door there. Yes.
Let me see which direction is she gonna go.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's 2 doors on the northern wall, one on the kind of northeast and one on the northwest. Apologies. The northwest one, the door is closed, though.
Let's see. I think she is going to run towards the sound of combat, I guess.
Okay.
Just because she knows that there's other things coming, and so she's hopefully there are some allies on the other side of the door, and so she will run over to the big double doors and kind of throw them open.
Unfortunately, they are barricaded shut. You can roll an open doors check, though. Roll a d6.
Okay, that's right, because that would make sense. So y'all were trying to rest. Oh, I did it with a 2.
With a 2.
Yeah, she's got a
Nice.
+1 strength.
Boom. The doors that Strahd materialize out from under guys burst open. The barricade falls over, and you see Irina Kolyana standing there. Standing in the doorway. And Irina, you see Alistair lying on the ground, apparently dead. You see Arthur standing over him, holding his sword in his hand. You see Alistair again standing also with a sword in hand, fighting against the vampire who you recognize as Strahd. You see Miklos on one side of the room holding a pistol in his hand, looking pissed off. And you see Peace on one side of the room as well. And Torgal is involved and Edith are both also involved in melee combat with Strahd at the moment. And that's what you have walked into. Next on initiative will be the 3s. So we'll go with Peace first.
So Alistair takes another swing.
Brilliant. Roll another attack roll for Alistair, please, Austin.
Only an 11.
And he misses again. And next is Torgal, also on 3.
I will press the attack again.
Go for it.
This time I got a. Yeah, that's gonna miss again because the 19 missed before, and this is this is 7 plus 9, so
Yep,
not
it
enough.
missed. Unfortunate. Another whiff. And then we're down to the 2s, so I'll let you go first, Edith, before Strahd.
All right, I'm gonna continue fighting defensively. 22 to hit
That will hit.
and 10 points of damage.
Ooh, okay, 10 points of damage. Nicely done. And another really nasty slash across Strahd's chest. He now has like crisscrossing slashes from where you've slashed him, and also the bullet hole up in the up near the shoulder as well. And he looks kind of incredulous as he then steps back and turns into mist again. And the mist begins to move straight towards Irina, in fact. Everybody can roll initiative, I guess.
That's a 2 for Arthur.
2 for Arthur. Okay, so we'll go first to Irina, since it's coming straight at you. What do you do?
Gonna try and get out of the way of it.
Okay. And then Miklos.
Miklos is frantically trying to reload his first gun.
Okay, that'll take you at least a few rounds. It's a flintlock, right?
Yeah.
You're not a fighter. And what's your dexterity modifier?
+1.
So it'll take you 4 rounds to reload.
Yeah.
Yep. Reload time is 10 base since you're not a fighter. It's halved because it's a flintlock. And then you also get 1 less round because of your dexterity modifier. So it'll take you 4 rounds to reload. And then next on initiative would be the 5s. So peace.
Again, Alistair follows and attacks. Swings his sword at the mist.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack for me there.
6. That's a
Misses again.
real good roll there.
And Torgal.
So there's a window in this room, right?
There's a window on the western wall. It goes out, you remember, onto the walkway. I think that's how you get into this room in the first place. Didn't you come in through the window?
And ever since we got here, it's been raining heavily, and there's been a lot of wind.
Yes.
In that case, I will go over there, open the window, hoping that the wind distracts Strahd and his.
Sure. You go over and throw open the window, and wind and rain starts blowing in right onto you, and the room is now, filled with this wind, this wet wind blowing through it. The mist continues east into the other room and heads over right into the fireplace and disappears from sight. And next is Arthur.
He will let's see, he'll run to the door to just kind of like slam it shut. It's still shut, right?
No, the door is open now.
The door reopened. Yeah, 'cause
Irina
she came
smashed it open. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna try to shut it again as best he can and start trying to re-barricade it.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. And then it's Edith. So Edith, you see Arthur run over, slams the door shut, and he's starting to try to move things back up in front of it again.
I don't think this will work, but I'll assist him in
Okay.
moving things in front of it.
No problem. Okay, you're out of combat now, so we don't have to roll initiative again. You guys can act freely. Strahd has seemingly retreated.
How many doors are there into this room?
There is a door to the east, double door to the east, double door to the south, and then the window, which is now open to the west.
And how many candles are there in here? Or are there any sort of candelabras around that we've seen?
I would say there's one candelabra with 7 candles on it.
I need
Seeing
more.
as the mist has left the room, Torgo will, mumbling dwarven curses under his breath, close the window back up.
Okay. Yeah, the priest is no longer burning. He only burned for like a round.
I need more time to regain my spells. Has Alistair dropped?
Actually, you guys have had plenty of sleep, so now all you need to actually do is spend the time to actually study your spells.
4 hours.
4 hours to study your spells?
It's 1 hour per level.
No.
I mean, one hour.
It's a turn
take-
per spell level, I thought.
Nope. It's the time it takes is the level of your highest level spell
In hours.
in hours.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, you need 4 hours then.
It take after 6 hours of sleep. So I guess we've had 8 hours. Have I done 2 hours already?
Yeah, it was about 7.5 hours, and you didn't take a watch, so.
Are these big candles?
No, they're kind of like normal sized tapers. But they look to have been really recently changed, so there's still a lot of light, a lot of time left in them. Although that said, a candle still, I think, only burns for. I was just reading this the other day in the book, 2 hours, I think.
I'm not planning on burning them so much. Well, I have an unseen servant spell. Oh, how long ago did I cast it? I think I cast it back in the room with the false fireplace. I was planning on it, but I don't remember if I did or I didn't.
It's probably been at least 10 hours then.
I cast an unseen servant and send it to go and collect as many candles as it can and return here.
Okay.
And then using the wax, I'll melt the wax and seal the doors and windows so no gas. Hopefully, no gas can pass through the doors and seal up all the cracks in the doors.
That's a really, really clever idea. I like it. Okay, so Peace is setting about sealing the cracks around the windows and doors to make sure nothing else can seep in. And you guys see Arena standing there, so I imagine too. Oh yeah. Well, as soon as you cast the Unseen Servant, I imagine then the psychedelia spell ends.
Yep.
Yeah. So the illusory Alistair just fades away, disappears.
Arthur approaches Peace and looks at the body. That wasn't really him, was it?
No. I was intending to distract and hopefully harm Strahd with it, but I'm afraid your employer has died. But I'm sure if we get out of this, we'll honor any debts he has to you.
Right, of course. And he just kind of looks down. Well, that's if we get out of this.
Speaking of which, I don't mean to interrupt, but there were several undead things coming down the hallway. And she points towards the doors behind her.
Your barricades did well against the undead before.
As if on cue, when you say that, then the pounding begins again at the door to the south of this room.
But it didn't stop the Strahd in mist form. But hopefully the candle wax might do that.
Are the doors to the south barricaded?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we barricaded all the doors.
Yes, you barricaded both doors. The south door barricade was never broken.
How did you get here, Irini?
Honestly, couldn't tell you. I was sleeping and then I woke up here. I can only imagine that Strahd must have come for me, and Ismark. Well, I don't know. Ismark, something must have happened to him. Where are we? Is this Strahd's castle?
Yes.
Something definitely must have happened to Ismark then. There's no way he would have let Strahd take me otherwise.
I'm sorry, but this Strahd seems a powerful foe. I need to concentrate. She says, getting out her books and looking at them.
If I understood correctly, what happened after the combat ended? Did we re-barricade the door that Irina flung open?
Correct.
Right, and now that's we're covering that in wax and so on. So we're still in the same room that we were before.
Yep, you're still in the bedroom. Again, the things are banging against the door to the south, but they're not strong enough to break through your barricade.
It seems like the bastard cannon did be killed. As long as he's not turned to mist.
Mm. So we carry on with the plan, go to the throne room and see if we can find a clue of an aid, something left by his brother, or some crypt for his brother, and then head down into the crypt to fight him.
Well,
You
this
got that so
symbol
wrong.
didn't seem.
Sorry.
This symbol didn't seem to protect Alistair very well, and Arthur will pull it out of his pocket, kind of offer it to anyone who's willing to take it.
Maybe the symbol's power has to be invoked in some way.
Alistair didn't try to present it as a priest presents a holy symbol. I don't know. This is not my area of speciality.
Neither is it mine, but I haven't forgotten when the young girl showed her symbol to the corpses coming out of the ground and they fled.
Mm.
Do you remember that, Arthur? You think you could do that yourself?
Well, Alistair did teach me some prayers. I could try. I'll need a little bit of time to pray. You think that same ability, the ability to send away the undead?
I don't know, but it's worth trying.
Okay. So I'll just say, meta, he's a level 1 cleric, so
Yeah, seems right after
turn
everything
undead.
he's been through. I think it's fair for Arthur to be graduated into a first level character, given the circumstances.
Yeah, and he went with cleric because that's what he's always known and
Makes
grew
sense.
up in the church and all that.
I kind of figured you would.
The thing is, the devil is slippery. How do we keep him from turning into mist? Do you have anything like that in your bag of tricks? Piece, something that can hold a person, or whatever the hell he is.
I'm not sure I have anything that can hold mist.
Is there anything you have that can prevent him from using his magic?
Your idea of opening the window with these strong winds blowing, I imagine he controls the winds, but maybe he can't use the mist in these strong winds. I no idea, but...
Well, it didn't seem to affect him. He's still made for the fireplace.
Peace, roll a d20.
I get a 15.
What's your intelligence?
Oh, let me just check. It is 14.
Okay. Fair enough. No insight, no wizardly insight for you. No magic user insight for you.
So, what's the plan? Guys are trying to escape this place, right?
Well, we were trying to defeat Strawn.
If we don't kill the bastard, then we'll never leave Barovia. And I don't like the gypsy wine here. It's not very good. So I say we chase the bastard down and finish the job.
No, the hallways are crawling with undead things. Is there another way out of here? We're holding up until Pieces and Arthur are done whatever they're doing. She kind of glances over at Peace, who's like has her nose in a book, and Arthur, who's now praying.
Turtle pulls this little stone from his backpack and starts sharpening Betsy and says, "We all have our own little rituals.
I suppose. All right. And like Arena will kind of sit down someplace since everyone he's gotten in here once and he might get back in here again. But if you guys are just gonna sit and wait, then I guess we're sitting and waiting.
Kirby.
After a little while, Turtle will actually look up and say, "So, Miss Koliana, have you ever swung that sword before?"
A few times. Just haven't quite been myself lately.
The question is it special enough to hurt the devil? Alistair's bullet didn't do much. Some weapons can harm him, some can't. Of course, and he looks at the sharp edge of Betsy. Betsy's special. I'm sure it'll work.
And you could probably tell just by looking at like Arena, she's like not wearing any armor and doesn't have like a shield or anything. And like the sword and dagger at like her side are like a step up from ornamental at best. Most of like her fine family things went up in a conflagration a few days ago. So I don't know about special, but it holds an edge.
That's honestly all you need right now.
Mist was going for you, little lady. Why do you think Strahd likes you so much? After all, he could have kidnapped any other woman in the town.
Well, if the rumors are true, I believe he had been, but there's the a portrait in the other room of a woman who looks exactly like me. I looks old, and the meta pigeon is cooing in your ear to remind you that you guys have all seen that picture too, because you guys have been in that room before.
It's pretty damn convenient, if you ask me.
Convenient?
Peace. Roll another one of those intelligence rolls for me.
Yeah, this time well under.
Yeah, you remember what you read from the Tome of Strahd before you guys took your rest in this room. There was mention, Strahd had written extensively about a woman named Tatiana, who his brother was to marry, that he was in love with.
Does the name Tatiana mean anything to you, Irina?
It definitely doesn't, but
It's a name like any other. Sounds Barovian.
You look like Strahd's brother's bride, who Strahd longed for. It's in the book, she says, passing it towards you. And she goes close to Edith and says, "Have you got any holy water? Just check that Irina, that she's what she seems, the girl we met back in the village, and not some illusion of Strahd."
Unfortunately, I don't carry it with me. But,
There might be some on the body of Alistair, if it wasn't destroyed by all the explosions.
I think it's a good idea to keep an eye on her.
what possessions did Alistair have on him when he died?
Alistair had...
Just forget about
his...
the 12 apostles, anyway.
Yeah, not that. So he had a brace of pistols. He had a lobster tail helm, a buff coat, a chain armor, small sack of shot, holy symbol, a pouch of gold with 50 gold in it, and tobacco and a pipe. Oh, and then actually, he did send Arthur back to the horse to pick up his healing potion. So there's a healing potion on him.
Okay.
And a lantern and some holy water.
Okay. So the bag of shot is gone. The 12 apostles are gone. And the buff coat is ruined as well from the flames. But everything else should be whole.
So Edith's gonna make her way over to Arthur. I think of anyone Alistair would want you to have his things. You were the closest to him.
Oh, right. Okay. He'll go over to him and start like very visibly uncomfortably starting to kind of take the important things off of him. The chainmail is a little large, but he's trying to see if he can make it work.
Virgil will come over and with nary a hint of ceremony will say, "Did he have anything to drink? I had a rough awakening."
He didn't instruct me to get that from the horse. It's still in the saddlebag, tied up.
Look at a bottle there. Doesn't look like water.
That was the potion that I think he owed Cuthbert for still. Although I guess he won't be paying him back.
You wouldn't mind if I took a drink, would you, kid?
Oh, are you injured? Of course. Here. He'll hand the healing potion over.
Peace was asking about holy water.
Yeah, there's two of those. 2 vials of holy water.
I'll take one of them if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Did Peace want the other one? Because if not, Arthur
That's
will
who I'm
hold on to
taking
it.
it to.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Then he'll hold on to the other one.
Unless someone tries to physically stop Torgal, he will down the entire bottle in one go and then loudly burp.
Okay, you get 10 hit points back.
Excellent.
Is it your birthday again, Torgal?
Any day in this castle I don't die is my birthday.
For you, Edith will say, holding out the holy water.
Oh, thank you, she
You're
says,
welcome.
tucking it away in one of her many pockets.
Okay. I see your questions in the chat, Corinne, but no, I don't think anybody grabbed the mace. Nobody grabbed Cuthbert's sword either.
Okay.
Didn't
Kind of. Oh, go for it.
What were you gonna say, guys?
didn't Austin didn't sorry, I've forgotten the servant's
Alistair?
name. Alistair. Arthur grab Alistair's sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, he grabbed
No,
Alistair's sword. I
Cuthbert.
was saying nobody grabbed Cuthbert's sword.
Or
Yeah.
Ada's mace.
Yeah.
And I can just remind me real quick. What do we still have either of the dogs with us?
No, the dogs were left outside.
I thought we brought one of them in. I'm just trying to remember if it died.
What were the dogs' names?
Cain and Abel.
I have them both marked off here, so either they're both dead or they're
Oh
both
no,
outside.
wait. No, they weren't Cain and Abel. They were the three wise men.
Balthazar,
that down.
Melchior, and Gaspar?
Yes, that were their names.
Okay. Maybe you did have Balthazar with you then.
Yep, that's the one I
forgot
brought
about
with.
that. Okay.
That was
I think we forgot that he was around because I remember him vaguely barking at like the hidden passageway.
Right,
Yep.
right.
And then you missed a session, so like we forgot about your dog. So he should still be good.
He's still there. He was cowering under the bed the entire time during the Strahd fight. Then he didn't want nothing to do with the vampire.
for good reason. Yep.
Yeah, he was belly
Arthur
crawling
will just
through
pull him
that
close then.
through the guardian tower thing.
Right. So you do have Balthazar. He's probably now like pressed up against Arthur's leg, kind of looking sad, whining a bit.
Yeah, Arthur's trying to comfort him as best as possible, but he's pretty distraught himself.
So my memory is a bit sometimes when I wake up my memory doesn't serve me well, but we need to go to the throne room and we need to go to the chapel to see if we can find the brother's tomb or something like that, or at least start the search for the brother's tomb there.
You've been to the chapel. That's where you get the book.
To see if the tomb is somewhere around the... Oh, I can't remember the details. Does anyone? Is it in the book? I'll have a quick look.
It is not in the book, no.
No, it was in the prophecy.
It came from the prophecy. Ada was the one who had memorized the prophecy.
So Arthur
Arena
finds
just stares at you blankly. What are you talking about?
Arthur finds Alistair's very scattered and half-assed notes that he kept on the prophecy.
Oh, those notes are burned.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
he has no idea then.
They're gone.
I don't even know if he was in there when you guys got that prophecy.
No, he was because he commented on Miklos and...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she had also made mention of how Alistair was the burner of children, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to mention Ada had repeated the prophecy not too long ago, like just the other day, but yeah.
Definitely something about the brother's tomb.
Weapon of light rests with the fallen prince of old. In the heart of darkness, the key to life and death. Oh boy. King's throne, powers of good will aid you. Powers of light, object of search. Oh god, these are just all over the place.
And
Yeah,
something about knowledge, which I assume is the
you guys
book.
hear Arthur like muttering under his breath something. He seems to be repeating parts of the prophecy.
The out of character, the king of hearts, the king's throne is a place to find uh an object of great power. It's under a good, and the sign is under a good influence, so that would be the throne room. And then the Jack of Hearts is the fallen prince of old. The brother of dark is light, and in this place, something blah 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 blah. And then in the heart of darkness, one of you carries part of a weapon, the other half is within this place, but it's under a bad sign, so it's dangerous. But just as the heart of darkness, so me as a player would be like, oh, that sounds like where his shit is buried, like his coffin and stuff. So the throne room is like the only one that sound, and the tomb of the brother is like the only one that really sound like concrete locations to go for.
I mean, the Heart of Darkness couldn't have been that tower.
No, that would be the dizzying heights where the stone itself lives. Yeah,
That's where you found the holy symbol.
Yeah, that
And
would
then
be.
the knowledge to defeat him is the book.
And yeah, that was in the chapel, and that was in the place of supplicants.
Yes, runes of place of supplication.
Yes.
Was the seven of spades?
Yes. There's an object, the King of Hearts, and that's the King's throne room. And the victor's card is the Jack of Hearts, where we find the fallen prince.
And then the ace of hearts too, right?
That is where the Heart of Darkness is. That's supposed to be like the other half of one of our weapons. Hopefully not Cuthbert's, and hopefully not Ada's, since y'all left it in the middle of the tower.
If I may, and, Trogle pipes up. Any place we go to, we might run into more of these undead abominations. I say we start heading downstairs, and if the throne room's in the way, then we'll take a look. After all the prayers and studying and sharpening is done, of course.
You sharpen your weapons, I'll sharpen my mind.
Yeah, Arthur will load up the pistol that Alistair gave him before he died with the little bits of. He gave him a little bit of shot and powder too, so he's gonna just kind of load all that up and get ready.
I think Irina's gonna like sit next to Peace, because like Peace during like the fight back at the Burgermeister's house, like Peace was keeping an eye on her, so I think like Irina's just gonna kind of sit near Peace, that being a comfortable place. She didn't really get to know any of the fellas much, and Edith was kind of distant.
Actually, seeing her sitting there and seeing how she is armed, both of Alistair's pistols survived, correct?
Alistair's pistols are fine.
Yeah, so Arthur will take both of those and load both of those up as well.
And they're loaded already, I think, so.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because he actually had a shot bag and a powder sack on him as well. So he's going to load all that up and hand one of the pistols to Irina. Just in case, miss.
Thanks. And she'll kind of like tuck it into her belt. Like
What
she
are you
looks.
doing, Miklos? You've been very quiet over there.
He's simply listening while he reloads his gun. He's used to surviving in the mountains, not trying to survive in a castle with essentially a devil and undead running about. And there's people
Understandable.
smarter than him that can deal with this.
Fair enough. So you needed about 4 hours to prepare spells, right, Peace?
But probably an extra 2.5 hours after you met Strahd.
Cool. Then the 2.5 hours will pass, and you'll still hear the thudding against the door to the south, but they're unable to break through. The door to the east has been quiet.
Right, she says, closing her book and putting it in her sack. I'm as prepared as I can be. I don't think anything will prepare us for this thing, but let's press on. And if fortune's with us, we'll take it.
Arthur hefts Alistair's slightly too large shield in front of him. Says, all right, let's go.
Well said.
Okay. Where do you want to go?
Door without the banging, I would say.
To the
Okay.
east.
That'll lead you back into the study where the fireplace is. There's a door to the south, which is currently barricaded with a poker. There's 2 doors on the north wall. There's one on the northeast and one on the northwest. The one to the northeast is open. The one to the northwest is closed.
Is the fireplace lit?
It is, yeah. It seems to have been relit since you were last here.
But it was it lit before when Strahd escaped?
It was.
Wow.
This is where I woke up.
Could I use my knowledge of architecture to try to gain a sense of direction here?
Sure. What are you trying to sense exactly?
I just want to know kind of like the relative direction, like where is the room we are related to where we came in, the chapel, and so on.
Okay, so you're standing in the study, which is essentially in the center of the castle, but it is on the upper level. So you know below this room would be, let's see here. I need to look and see exactly what room that would have been. Below this room, you reckon would be, looking for my map key. Here we go. Would be the great entry hall on the lower level.
Would I be able to remember where some of these staircases were, like in which relative direction to me?
Yeah, geez, I should have kept track of which stairs you had used at what points. Let me see. God, if I can remember which stairs. Well, you know that the really big tower where you had all the problems and you lost your comrades would be to the kind of northeast of here. If you go through the north door and then turn right, that'll lead you into that big, huge spiral staircase tower where your friends died. And I think that's the only staircase you used going up and down.
I think we went to various staircases. I remember going from one staircase to another trying to find the highest tower. But I don't remember which ones.
So there are actually multiple floors here. I apologize. So you are basically, let's just to keep it easy, let's just say you're on the 3rd floor. So you know that great entry hall would be on the 1st floor. You're not sure about what's on the 2nd floor below here because I don't think you've really explored that level at all.
Looking up and down the corridor, is there a staircase? Can we see?
Well, there's the door on the northwest, which you haven't opened before. You're not sure where that would lead if you're still in the study.
Is that the direction towards? Is west the direction towards the chapel where we came in, or is it the opposite direction?
No, the chapel was on the east, the eastern side of the castle,
Right.
ground floor.
And it's just to the northeast of here was the Great Tower with a staircase going up and down.
Yeah, that if you go down that corridor out through the northeastern door and turn right there, that'll lead you into that main tower where you encounter the Guardian of Sorrow.
And there were stairs going to a lower level than the bottom of the tower.
Those stairs, because you have gone up and down them, they do have a. Let me just double check. Yeah, they do have a let off on the 2nd level as well, but you've only been to the top and bottom of that particular tower, and of course on this level.
Then let's try the 2nd level. See if we can find the throne room.
Okay. So you go back into the big, huge, spiraling tower, and you're going to go down a level. This is the tower where Gertruda and Ada and Cuthbert all met their demise.
After we killed the heart, did we walked up and down the stairs in safety, didn't we?
Yes, you did. The tower stopped shaking after you destroyed the heart.
I said we'd risk it.
Okay, so you want to go down one level?
Sure.
Okay, so you go down a level around the spiral staircase, and there is basically an opening on kind of the northwest side of the circular tower, which leads into another corridor. This corridor heads west towards the front of the castle. Oh, and it also heads east. Heads east it looks like about 40 or 50 feet, where it comes to an end. But yeah, if you want to go there, you'll also see there is a ladder leading down from there on the eastern end. On the western end, it goes beyond the range of your vision. You're not sure how far it goes towards the front of the castle.
I imagine if there's a throne room, it'll be near the front. Shall we head west? I have no idea on
That's where I'd put a throne
architecture.
room.
Okay. So if you head west, you'll go about, let's see here, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet before coming to a bend. So it turns kind of 90 degrees to the left, which would be heading south. It also, if you keep on straight west, it's another one of those guard turrets with the archer slits and everything. Looking to the west, it goes another 30 feet into a small room.
Does there look to be a way on past this small room? I mean,
There
is
does
this
not.
a grand sort of entrance way? Is this a way to impress and bring guests, or is this
This is not. No. If you look to that room to the west, it is just a 20-foot square room. Looks to be another archer's post, kind of overlooking the front of the castle. So you have the turret and then the archer's post.
And the other direction, did that look more impressive? Going east?
No, didn't necessarily look impressive, but it did come to a ladder.
You're not going to send guests down a ladder.
And that ladder leads down.
So we're basically standing in front of like a circular kind of tower with a room to the west, and
A
then
room
is
to
there
the south, yeah.
a room to
the-
the south?
Yep. You were in a similar place before, I think, on the lower level, archer post. And remember where you found the
Mhm.
when you came through the dining area and you found that secret door, and you went behind the organ and you went into the area where the mannequin Strahd was hanging. It's similar to that, but you're on the north side instead of the south side.
So they
Didn't notice any other doors along the way.
but it just ends in a ladder. Maybe there are secret doors.
Maybe. You want to search?
Yeah, we'll light some candles and see if there's any sort of strange drafts and sort of go
Give me
looking around.
search test, search check.
Do we all make this, or
Anybody can make it. Everybody can make it if you want.
Yeah, I'll help.
I tried. I rolled a 2. That's not
Okay.
good enough.
Dang.
Oh, hey.
I fail.
I rolled a 1.
Arthur,
Ooh, go Arthur!
just 20 feet from where you entered this long corridor on the northern side of the castle, by 20 feet west of where you entered it from the circular tower, you do find what seems to be a secret door.
Hey, everybody! I think the dog sniffed something out over here.
oh, well done, Arthur. You are sharp.
Is there any obvious way to open it?
You can figure it out pretty quickly. Yeah, you can. You find a little latch that you're able to press, and then the door slides to the side.
That's a
And
good job, Arthur. I can see why your employer didn't burn me.
And you see a dark tunnel in front of you. There's stairs immediately on the right beyond the secret door that lead up, just straight stairs, not spiral stairs. Well, not straight up, but you know what I mean. Stairs leading up, non-spirally. And 30 feet down this hall, which would be about the extent of your light, if anybody's holding a torch or lantern, there's a door on the right-hand side, and the tunnel continues on beyond that.
Stairs or other mystery door?
Secret doors usually are made to hide important things.
And Peace is rubbing her legs, and she says, "Yes, let's try the door."
Okay. You move down to the door. When you get to the door, you're lighting more of the corridor as you move in. You realize 10 feet then beyond that door, this little secret tunnel or secret hall seems to end at another wall. Yeah, do you want to open the door?
Sure.
You open the door and you look into what seems to be a maid's hall. It is about 20 feet wide from north to south and about 30 feet in length from east to west. Stained yellow lace hangs neatly from 8 canopied beds. The single lithe figure of a woman moves about the room, dusting the furniture.
Excuse me, child. We're looking for the throne room. Could you direct us?
Oh, thank God you're here. She says, he's forced me into service. Please, you must save me from this awful place. I don't know about a throne room, but please, you have to get me out of here.
Leave it to us. That's what we're about to do. But,
My father, he lives in Barovia. Have you been to Barovia?
what's your name, girl?
My name is Maria.
And what did your father do?
Well, he was a cobbler in the village. I'm sure he'll reward you if you take me back to him.
All in good time.
Have you stayed in this room since you've arrived?
Mostly, yes.
What
He,
have you
he
done for
takes me
food?
around to different rooms from time to time. Oh, he feeds me, but he makes me clean. This place is so dusty.
Hmm. Does he ever speak to you or explain this count, this Strad? He instructs servants on how to clean?
He he speaks to me very little. I don't know why he's brought me here. He he fed on me.
That like Arena kind of like raises a hand to like her own neck, kind of rubbing it self-consciously.
Yeah, and you'll notice if you look, you'll see she has a mark on her neck as well, the same as yours.
We're doing what we can to get you out.
Oh, please. I think I think he'll just keep feeding until he kills me. I feel so weak when he does so. He has some strange bewitching power about him. He can, with a look, he can just he enchants me. I don't know. And I find myself just giving into his will.
Told you I wasn't the only one.
He bit into Alistair too, and he didn't survive long.
There was another. I remember seeing another in a sort of bedroom. I was cleaning there. She wasn't very kind to me. I remember her from the village as well. I think her name is Gertruda. Have you seen her?
Nope.
A
say
single
no?
tear drips down Arthur's cheek. And he just cuts off and doesn't say anything
What the
else.
boy is trying to say is that Gertruda is no longer staying in that room.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess you can't save everyone, right? Are we leaving? Are we leaving?
I think your best bet. Oh. Yes, come with us.
Oh, I was going to say maybe stay here.
Oh,
Your best bet is
by
to stay.
myself?
If he told you to clean, if you carry on cleaning, he will not. He's pretty brutal with us. You're probably better off keeping on his good side for as long as you can, and hopefully we'll be able to get the better of him.
At least leave someone here with me. And she goes up to Arthur and she puts a hand on his chest and another hand up, and she says, "Please, sir, will you stay and protect me?"
Step back.
Oh, I'm sorry, miss, but I'm with them. I have to go where they go. The only chance we have is to stop him. We'll come back for you. I promise. We'll get you out of here.
Please do. Don't forget me. And she steps back, looking kind of dejected.
Just stay hidden. Don't.
I've seen things moving about the castle. They pay me no mind, but they're horrible to look upon.
They pay you no mind.
I think he controls them.
If you're with us, they'll pay attention to you. We've seen firsthand what happens when the things in this castle know you're there and care about it. It's not pretty. He looks at the blood-splattered chainmail that he's wearing?
To the right, when you go out this door, there's a false door to the right. I don't know where it leads. I haven't been through there. I've only seen him come through there. But it may be valuable for you to know of its location anyway.
Thank you, Maria. Stay here, continue to clean, and good luck. We'll be back for you.
Okay.
Stay away from stairs. Fergal says as he turns around and walks away.
Let's head towards the false door that she told us about.
Okay. Cool. You can move over there and check out that secret door.
Oh, my eyes aren't so good. I'll just do the others do. Go on.
Sure.
Indeed.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear that last part. Apologies. I was saying goodnight to my kid. What are you doing at the door?
We're headed to it.
Yeah.
Seeing if we can open it.
It's just 10 feet to the south from the door that went into the maid's chamber. Yeah, again, too, you can pretty quickly find the little, now that you know is there, you find the door with ease and you find the little latch and you're able to click it and it slides open. And you are looking into a 10-foot wide section of dark corridor. It's let me just read this right. Yeah. You actually, when the door opens, you actually see like a black like figure standing before you, and the corridor beyond it is dark. But your light quickly illuminates it, and you realize that it is a skeleton, and it seems to be hanging from the ceiling. No, I apologize. It's actually held up by a spear, which is stuck through it into the wall. It's also holding a spear as well. The corridor itself is about 10 feet wide, and at the edge of your light, if you look beyond this pinned skeleton, you'll notice that there seem to be massive double doors on the north and south side across from each other, about 20 feet in.
Just to be cautious, Torgal will carefully aim his crossbow at the skull and shoot it.
Okay. It hits the skull, breaks off the skeleton, drops to the floor, and rolls. The crossbow bolt thumping on the floor as it does so.
Well, shall we try the doors then?
The skeleton still intrigues me a little. Is that she'll just sort of run her hands over the floor, the dust on the floor, just to see if there are anything's fallen from the skeleton. There are any traces of clothes, any traces of jewelry, or anything that might identify it.
No, nothing. Like there's a little bit of rags left over from whatever clothing it was wearing once before, but it's mostly rotted away. It looks like it was hung here a long, long time ago.
And the two spears, do either of them look?
Nope. Just one is sticking out of the wall, sticking into the wall, pierced through it, which looks like how it was hung here. The other one is holding its hand, but they seem to be nondescript spears beyond that.
Okay. Are those ornate double doors? She asks Torgal.
It just says here that they're massive double doors, but I would say they're definitely more ornate than any of the other standard wooden doors you've seen. They're a little bit nicer carved, a little more decorative.
There's a little bit more craftsmanship involved here. Of course, it's very crude, all human.
Are you approaching the doors?
Yeah, I would have gotten closer.
So as you do, you realize this hall is only 40 feet across in total, or 40 feet long in total from north to south. And on the south wall, opposite from the side where you came in through the secret door, there's another skeleton pinned to the wall, the same as the other one, pinned to the wall with a spear and holding a spear in its hand. And then you've got these two massive, nicely carved wooden doors on the east side and on the west side, right in the
west
middle
side,
of the corridor.
the west side is the sort of front of the castle.
Correct.
Shall we head west?
Right. And I will go see if those doors open.
They do. You push them open with a. There's like a. You can just like feel the air pressure change as it's opening into a massive room. Dim light from the courtyard falls into this room in jagged shafts through the broken glass and iron frames of a large window in the west wall. This immense room stands in chilly, brooding darkness. Hundreds of dust-thick cobwebs drape the room, hiding the ceiling from view. You're standing at the doors. Yeah, so directly across from the window are the double doors, which you've just walked through on the east wall of this room. Ornate door carvings. Okay, well, there you go. Ornate door carvings are obscured by a thick layer of dust. So it does describe that, just on a different side. And let me see here. You're standing here. So yeah, your light is illuminating, but you don't see any other furniture at the moment in the room. And you would see on the right side, just inside the door, there is a stairway leading down. And also from the light coming in, I guess you'd be able to see from the light coming in from the window. So you would also see there's another door similarly, or another set of stairs similarly about 40 feet beyond that at the other opposite end of the room, also heading down, both sets of stairs heading down to the north. And on the southern wall, since there is light coming in from the courtyard, you would see a huge throne standing atop a raised platform. The back of the throne is towards you, turned to the room.
Oh.
Turtle raises Betsy and points at the throne. That's the one.
Yeah, you guys were looking for this place, right?
This was one of the places we were told we could find a great power or weapon against Strahd. And so far the prophecies have proven true. Is there anything on the walls beyond the throne? Any tapestries or anything like that?
No.
Turtle will start walking towards the throne.
Okay, Torgal starts to approach the throne.
Edith will follow.
Okay, Edith walks right behind him.
Irina will step behind Edith.
Okay.
I want to examine this throne. I don't know if
A second.
I'd
What'd you
use.
say checks?
I was just going to say, is it possible to flank the throne? So if they're all going one way, Miklos will walk the other way. So
you walk over towards the western wall to
Yeah.
kind of approach from the other side? Sure. What about Arthur and Peace?
You stick close to me, boy. We'll watch carefully and cover them.
You're staying by the door, then the entryway you came in from? Yeah?
Move away from
Arthur
the door.
will stay with Peace.
Move away from the door into the sort of center of the room, but not too close to the throne.
Cool. So you guys would notice as you're leading the way, Torgal, you'll see there is another door about 40 feet south. This is about 60 feet. No, it's more than that. Sorry. It's a 70-foot long room from north to south. About 40 feet south along the eastern wall, there's another single door. But you're walking towards the throne. But you would take notice of that. You'd probably see it as you're walking towards it. Who's carrying the light source, by the way?
Peace, I think.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, there is still dim light coming in through the courtyard windows anyway. So, and then you were trying to say something else, Torgal. So I apologize. I just wanted to see what everybody else was doing.
Yeah, I would like to examine the throne itself. I don't know if I'd roll architecture or search, but I want to see
Roll a d6 for me.
Okay. 2.
2. So you are not surprised. You can roll initiative as you approach the throne. You realize there's a figure sitting in it who then turns and lunges at you, and it is Strahd.
7.
Everybody can roll initiative. Oh no, everybody roll a d6.
Oh, jeez.
Anybody who rolls a 5 or 6, don't roll initiative this round. You can roll initiative next round.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Got a 3.
Okay, you're fine. This is a surprise check. I very rarely use these. I really should.
Oh,
use them more
okay.
often.
Well, then it's a 1. I rolled a 1 on my. I don't know.
What do you mean a 1?
I rolled a 1 on my d6.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
okay,
I
that's
added
fine. You're
my
still not
dex.
surprised. You're only surprised on a 5 or 6.
I see. I misunderstood.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, so
Oh,
Arthur's
Arthur.
surprised.
I rolled a 6
I'm
as well.
And
definitely
Pete is also
surprised.
surprised. Edith is surprised. How did Miklos do?
The one time you rolled high, Jade.
Oh, Miklos saw it coming.
Okay, Miklos is not surprised. Good. And
And given that he's
Torgal-
lunging towards me, I think Strahd is not surprised.
yeah,
My
no,
initiative
Strahd
is
is not
7.
surprised. He heard you coming. He is
Okay.
also on 7, so we'll go simultaneous.
My initiative is 6 then.
Now, let me pull up again Strahd stats. Here we go. Okay. He gets 1 attack on you, and you can attack simultaneously. He misses.
16 plus 5 is 21.
You hit.
Excellent. For 8 points of damage. So,
Okay.
if you allow it, I would like to cut him right in the cheek.
Yeah, absolutely. You get a good cut across his cheek. Just a very faint trickle of blood comes out, but you've wounded him. Put a nice gash across the flesh of his cheek anyway. And okay, so that was that. Who else has initiatives here? I guess Irina, you're on 6.
Yeah. And so, like, seeing Strahd in the throne, she's gonna kind of stumble back a bit and pull out the gun that Arthur gave her and try and shoot him.
Oh, give me saving throw versus magic.
First.
With a -2 on the dice roll.
Ooh, I got a 1 on my
1?
dice.
Okay.
So that's
You-
-1.
You are frozen in a trance.
Oh, that's the.
As-
I wanted to roll high on those, huh?
Yeah, as he catches you catch his eyes. He looks at you after Torgal slashes him across the cheek, and you're kind of frozen under his spell.
Okay, cool. I would say, like, she like reaches back for the gun, and it falls limp from her hand.
Yeah, you hear a thud as it hits the floor.
And
And-
look at that! I looked at my character. I remembered my character sheet wrong. I actually have 8 hit points, not 5. Let me just
Yeah, okay, I
fix
thought
that
that
real
was-
quick.
No problem. Miklos, it's your turn.
What is there anything else round about the kind of throne area? Big candle, the 5-foot tall candle holders, very gothic kind of thing.
No, he has no use for such things. Hasn't had a use for such things in years, centuries.
I'm disappointed that Strahd isn't more ostentatious. In that case, I'll just take a shot.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, well, that's a 13.
A 13?
Yeah.
That misses. Now, everyone can roll initiative. It's the next round.
Do I, or is it?
Yeah, you can, because you can still
Okay.
try to save versus magic to break the spell.
So 4 for Arthur.
Okay. All right, so I think that's everybody. Yeah. Okay, so first will be Torgal on 7.
So Torgal grips his axe tighter even and shouts at the top of his lungs, "Boy, use the symbol!" And then he presses the attack.
Okay, go for it.
And I'm definitely going to hit because I rolled a 19.
Yes.
So I do another 8 points of damage.
Okay. You slash him again with the axe, this time cutting deeply into one of his arms, and he hisses in pain. And next on initiative is going to be all the fours, including Strahd. So, Miklos, what are you doing?
He'll take a shot with his other gun, but
Okay.
I think the same thing is going to happen because that's only a 14.
Okay, yep, you miss again. Fire again and miss. There was a chance you could have hit Torgal as well anyway, so, but you miss. And Irina, you can make another saving throw versus magic at -2.
Got a 10 saving throw versus magic. My save is a 14.
So you fail.
Mhm.
Nope, you're still just dumbstruck, stood there like almost catatonic.
Mouth agape.
And who else is on 4? Arthur, right?
Yep.
What are you doing?
So he'll sheath the sword and fumble in his pocket for the holy symbol. And try to hold it aloft and begin to pray his turn undead spell as he kind of pushes himself past the fear a little bit forward, brandishing this symbol towards Strahd.
Okay. So when you present it towards Strahd and you utter your spell, it flares with the light of the sun. Roll a d10 for me.
That's a 4.
Okay, keep that in front of you and just turn it down each round. This will last for 4 rounds.
Okay.
This being the first round. So you do so. Now he does get his action, so he will be attacking Torgal. That's going to hit 25 for 9 points of damage, Torgal. And what's your constitution, Torgal?
You made him rage quit.
Oh, shit. Okay, we'll wait for him to come back. So he bites into Torgal's neck anyway, and as he does so, he looks up at Edith. Edith, roll a saving throw versus magic at -2.
15 on the die.
15 on the die. What's your save throw versus magic? So it's a 13. 15 -2. Sorry.
Oh, it says it's 9.
9. Good. You save. You resist his charm effect. So he tries to freeze you the same way he has done so with Irina, but it doesn't work. You're able to shrug it off. God damn it, Ignacio, come back, or else I'm going to have to kill you. Oh, well, I know. Just remind me, Ignacio's been bit by the vampire. Next on initiative will be... Oh, and then after that's done, then that happens simultaneously as Arthur holds up the holy symbol, and it starts to shine with the light of the sun. The room is now illuminated like daylight, and Strahd, like, kind of repels back a bit and puts his hands up in front of his eyes and freezes in place. And you can see him smoking. And then it's Edith's turn.
All right. I'm going to press the attack.
Go for it.
16 on the die, so that's definitely going to hit.
Yeah, give me some damage.
9 points of damage.
Okay, got it. So he's wounded badly, and he doesn't even really move as you strike him. And next is going to be Peace.
Peace again says her eldritch magic and says, saying that the strength and strength of the enemies make us bigger and stronger, and Edith grows again.
Nice.
To a huge size.
Great. Do you remember the effect that enlarged spell had on you before, Edith, as far as like your damage and stuff goes?
Not off the top of my head,
It's
no.
plus 140, so you're sort of doing 2.5 times the damage you roll.
Right.
Yep.
Cool. Excellent.
Just under, if you want to do the maths exactly, but
Yep.
And is that everybody? I think that's everybody. So it'll be initiative for the next round. Ignacio, can you hear me?
Sorry about that, folks.
Ignacio,
Melissa-
you have been bit.
Melissa, yes, you'll be.
You've been bit by Strahd. He bit into your neck, so you took 9 points of damage. And what's your constitution?
8.
8. Okay, so it's now a 5, and you permanently lose 1 hit point per level from your max and you lose it from your max and your what do you call it? And current. So actually, you took a total of 16 points damage then, and your max is reduced by 7 permanently, as your constitution is reduced to 5.
Ouch.
Yes, and then Arthur held up the holy symbol, and it began to shine with the light of the sun. The room is now illuminated like daylight, and Strahd kind of repelled back a bit, put his arm up in front of his eyes, and is beginning to smoke and standing there as Edith went up and slashed him with her sword. And Peace cast an enlarged spell then, which made Edith again grow in size. She's 140% times her normal size.
Yep.
And does it mean she does 140% more damage, or she just does 140% of total damage?
She does 140% more.
Okay, and then she also grew 140% in size too, right? So she's like almost 15 feet tall.
Well,
something like that, or am I
Yeah.
incorrect?
Because it goes out as well as up.
Right. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm not
True,
sure
true. So
it's
she's more like-
just one
You're right.
direction.
So she's probably more like instead of being 15 feet tall, she'd be like 10 and a half feet tall, but she's also huge and big around. Yeah, she's like an ogre size. Cool. And everybody was to roll initiative again. So I see I've got initiatives there for everybody except for you, I think. Oh no, I've got Torgal there too. So Arthur,
I'm not in the chat, so I have a 1 for
1.
Arthur.
Okay, so Irina, you're first with the 8.
So another save, or is it since he's stunned by the sun? Am I still making a save?
Yeah, you still have to make the saving throw. You're
Okay.
still under his spell.
-2.
He's not dead.
9. Yep.
9? No,
Still-
okay. You're still
still nothing.
frozen in place, standing there, terrified. Okay. Then next on initiative is going to be Edith. Big Edith now, ogre-sized Edith.
It's 25 to hit.
Yes.
It says 2.5 times damage, about.
Yeah,
It's
you hit again, yeah?
Yeah, it's 240% of your damage. So 2.5 times.
What'd you get for damage?
19.
19. Whew. Oh, he's hurt bad. You cut deeply into his like right under his ribs, into his gut, and you can see like black ichor pouring out of him. And then it is Miklos.
Infuriated by his inaccuracy, Miklos is going to club him in the back of the head as he stumbles about.
Okay, with one of the pistols.
One of the pistols is going to be a 22.
Okay, that's the magical pistol, or
Would yeah, I guess it would be, because he wouldn't have dropped that pistol
Sure.
to throw the other one.
give me a damage roll.
D4, is it?
D6
D6 for a club?
D4 for a pistol. I think it's D6 for a rifle.
I'm just to find a D4. Oh, there we go.
It's always the way, isn't it?
Can't even pick it up. Got that pointy dice. It's going to be a 1.
Okay, cool. And next on initiative is Torgal.
Yep, so taken aback by this, I will now do a normal attack. And as I do, I raise Betsy up and I say, I'll teach you to mess with a dwarf on his birthday.
What'd you get to hit?
21.
Okay. Yep. Give me some damage.
9 points of damage.
Nice. Okay. Next on initiative is Peace.
Peace. Peace will look round to see if there's any. You said there are no tapestries, no pictures, nothing around in this throne room.
Now, you might see the tattered rags of some old tapestries, that have rotted away, but no. It's pretty undecorated otherwise beyond that.
Okay, I don't know.
Might just be a few strips of cloth here or there. But
You said there are some. You said there are some stairs coming into this room. Are they stairs up or stairs down?
there's 2 sets of stairs leading down, and they're on the north wall.
I'll move slightly towards them to see if I can hear any noise of other things coming.
Let's see, where do those lead to? Those go to... That's bizarre. They do go down, right? Oh yeah, they go down to the ground level. I'm looking at the wrong level. I'm looking into the basement level. So they would lead down to somewhere here. Oh no, maybe they go even further than that. They must have a number here to say where they lead to. But I don't actually see it. Must go beyond that. You don't hear any noise anyway. You're not sure where they lead to. You can't see far enough to see where
She'll cover them with. She'll cover them with her. She'll keep an eye on Strahd, but also be covering these entrances with her shotgun.
Okay, you got to stand back a little ways just because there's a good 20-foot gap between them. But yeah, you can do that. And Arthur.
Okay, so holding this symbol aloft.
I found out where they go.
Does is there much else I even can do?
When Ada did
hold
turn
the symbol up
undead, she couldn't move or do anything else.
Yeah. So I think I'm just like holding firm and just like continuing to pray, and maybe even like he's kind of like losing it at this point since he's finally seeing something be really effective against this monster, and so he's just screaming like, "In the name of God and every deity, you will burn in hell forever for the evil you have done." Just kind of seeming like a little bit over the top and like he's losing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. And that was the second round, right? So you can turn that down again.
Yep.
And everybody roll initiative again.
Getting these bomb ass initiative rolls because of Arena's dex. I just can't do anything with it because I.
Three for Arthur.
Okay, Arena, go ahead and roll me another saving throw.
Still -2. Oh boy. Next.
Okay.
She just kind of stands
Still
there,
frozen
kind of
there,
stuttering and trembling a bit, I guess.
Okay, Edith.
That would be a natural 20.
Natural 20 hits. Damage.
Max damage, so 26 damage.
Oh, I will let you describe the demise of Strahd von Zarevich. How do you destroy him?
So I kind of like look back at Arena and like, we really need to stop letting Strahd's playthings join us. And then I just take a hack with my axe and it just splits them straight down the middle.
Nice. You cut him straight down the middle, right in half, and he just kind of like melts as he falls apart. His innards fall out and everything just like bubbles almost like acid as it just like dissolves into like this pool of just blackness on the floor. And then the holy symbol light stops the light goes out, and again, for a moment, you're probably all adjusting to the change in lighting in the room, but then it restores back. You can still see the torch still burning, and the light coming in through the courtyard window, the rain beating against it.
Turbo collapses to his
And
knees and
Edith,
then almost.
the spell, or sorry, not Edith. The spell breaks as well on you, Irina, as this happens.
And
Turbo is
she kind
exhausted.
of stumbles forward and falls to her knees.
Just like Torgal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Turbo is almost on all fours, except Betsy is at a bit of an angle, so the blade won't touch the ground. But yeah, he's just heaving and huffing and puffing. It's my last birthday in Barovia.
Have we killed it? Is that the end of Strahd? Is his corpse lying there?
There's no corpse. It's just a pool of blackness. He is dissolved and melted, and nothing left but a sticky, tarry pool on the ground where his two halves were lying a moment ago.
Looks like Dar, I say we light it up for good measure. As I get up to my feet, and I'm still breathing heavy, and there's quite a bit more gray and white in my beard.
Sure, and you put the torch to it.
Yep, definitely.
Grab. Well, wait, you don't have the torch. Who has the torch? Peace does.
Mm-hmm. Peace hands him the torch.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and you
Let's
just
go
put it
back
to
and
it.
get Maria.
It
I think I've earned at
bubbles,
least one sin.
Smokes. Are you going back for Maria, Arthur?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, go with him.
Okay, Peace and Arthur go back. It's not far to get Maria. As Torgal, you're setting this light, and you have to hold the torch to it to kind of burn it all away. It takes a while, and it puts off this really nasty black smoke. Go ahead and give me a saving throw versus poison.
This is so Ian.
Right on the money. I succeed.
Yeah, you feel like you're going to throw up, but you're able to hold it in. You kind of throw up in your throat a little bit, but
I've smelled worse things than this.
what's
God, I need a drink.
What's
You've drunk
Miklos?
worse things than that.
Yeah, right. What's Miklos and Edith doing as Torgal's burning this stuff away? And Irina. Irina, you feel like a weight's been lifted off your shoulders. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Jade. Go ahead.
I was just saying that Edith's just like cleaning the axe blade.
Yeah, off of some of the tattered rags on one of the walls. What about Miklos?
He's probably got one. I mean, his pistols are empty, but he's probably got one pointed at the puddle and the other one raised like a club, just in case.
Nice,
Well,
yeah.
watches this burn.
Good. Yeah, it's going to take a good few rounds to burn it all away. What about you, Irina?
Irina is probably just staring at like the blackened puddle, and she feels like completely different, like weight lifted, and like she can like actually take a full breath for like the first time in months, but there's like still like a part of her that's like expecting.
Yeah, it's been a long time since you felt this free.
Yeah, still kind of expecting like a pale hand to rise up out of that black puddle, despite like the stench.
Here. Okay.
Turbo
And,
cleans the blood off Betsy and kisses it.
Yeah, we'll get there in a minute. Arthur, you and Peace, you were leading the way. I presume, Arthur, you're going back to get Maria. When you open the door, Maria turns, sees you, and she runs over to embrace you.
It's going to be okay now. He's gone.
And she bites into your neck, doing 9 points of damage.
Killing Arthur outright.
Okay, so she
No,
bites
really?
into Arthur's neck. You see the fangs come out. She bites into his neck and drains him right there in front of you, Peace. And you see him like practically wither, just like you saw Alistair do when Strahd bit into him. And she drops him to the floor facing you. What do you do, Peace? can roll initiative for one.
Like all the way dead? You're like -4 dead?
You're the
Yeah,
first
no,
one,
I
Eric.
have 4 health.
Oh,
First level.
dang. Oh, that's right. Clerics have
You earned yourself one sin.
He should have stayed sinless
What'd
throughout.
you get? Oh, you got 4. Okay, we're going simultaneously, Kaya. So what is Peace doing as she's faced
Peace.
with this vampire?
Oh shit. Peace is casting web on it. She opens her mouth and web just flies out, enveloping this thing in front of her.
Excellent. And she attacks you simultaneously, so she's going to attempt to bite you as well. What's her hit die? Oh, really? Okay. It's an 18.
Yep, that hits.
That hit you?
Yep.
Okay, so she hits you with a bite just as you cover her in web. And that's going to do 10 points of damage. And what's your constitution?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Peace is dead.
Is she really?
Yep.
Oh, shit. She drained you. Yeah, your constitution would have dropped anyway, and you'd have lost 7 hit points as
Yep.
well. So it would have been 17 total, right?
Yep. That was my total hit points.
Oh, okay, so it drops you to 0.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, she'll drain you the rest of the way then.
Can I scream as I go?
Roll a saving throw versus magic. Saving throw, roll paralyze save. If you succeed, I'll let you let out a scream as you die.
Yep, I make it.
Okay, so just as you're wiping the blood off of your axe, Torgal, after burning away the rest of the ichor, Edith standing there doing the same with her axe. Irina on her knees, breathing heavily. Miklos is standing, just probably still eyeing that spot which is stained where you've burnt away the pool, and you hear a scream come from back the way that Arthur and Peace went.
I would give Betsy a quick kiss and run over that way. I got the torch as well.
Okay.
Arena will go as well
Okay.
with her sword out.
Yeah, Edith will follow.
Miklos and Edith follows. Yeah. What about you, Miklos?
Yeah, he'd be following, running behind.
Okay. So the first one to get there will be Torgal. You led the way. So Torgal, you see the door is still open to the maid's chamber, the maid's hall, and you see Maria standing there over the corpse of Peace, blood dripping down her face, her fangs bared. Roll initiative. I won't make a surprise roll since you were probably expecting trouble. You
She's
also see
covered
the
in
body
web
of.
as well, right?
Oh yeah, she was covered in web. However, does that fade when the wizard dies?
I don't think
know.
it does.
I don't think
but,
so.
I don't think that one does. I don't.
No,
think
it
that's
probably
a
doesn't.
concentration
Okay,
one.
we'll say it didn't. So she's there. Actually, she's probably still holding Peace then, in that case, since she was
Yeah.
webbed to her, essentially.
Ugh.
Horrible
And
tableau.
what do you do? Initiatives, that's right. So Miklos is on 5, Arena's on 7, Edith's on 4. And Torgal? Did he
Well,
drop you? Oh, no, he's not.
yeah, I left my crossbow behind.
Mhm.
So I think what I'll do is I will throw the torch and watch her burn for a little while. After which, if she's still
Oh,
standing,
nice. So you throw the torch, it goes up in flames, and she begins to scream this horrible scream, inhuman scream. And as her and Peace and Arthur probably behind them because he was right there. Their bodies all go up in flame as well as this webbing begins to burn. And Maria the vampire will die screaming as she melts away also into a pool of black ichor, much like Strahd did. And then it continues to burn and smoke. All 4 of you can roll a saving throw versus poison.
I
No,
rolled a
or-
20, so I'm pretty sure I throw up.
No, 20 is good. You want to roll high on saving throws, remember?
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot.
Anybody who failed will retch and vomit, but there's no damage. It's not a poison. It's just disgusting and gross.
The only thing that happens to Torgal is that he remembers this stew that his grandmother used to make.
No.
Fucking sick bastard. And Peace,
Arena
and,
falls to her knees
and
again and
Arthur.
starts retching.
right? Their bodies are burned as well there. But any non-flammable possessions they might have had on them will be fine. Peace's spellbook will be burned. Any gunpowder and any 12 apostles would have gone off and burnt up as well. But
Yeah, so basically just Alistair's sword is okay. And maybe the holy symbol.
yeah, the holy symbol will be okay too.
Wasn't there something in the throne room we were supposed to search for too?
No, you guys misinterpreted the prophecy. The throne room was simply where you would find the devil himself, basically.
Oh, oops.
In the crypt of the fallen prince is where you were supposed to find the item of power. What do you guys do then after seeing all of this go down?
Well, I imagine the sword is in its scabbard, so I would take it, tie it to my backpack, and then take the symbol and pocket it. And I would suggest that we go back to that damn town and see if we can't get the hell out of Burrow.
I couldn't agree more.
I really want to leave now. I need to find out if Ismark is okay.
Okay. Along the way, on the way back, you do come across several of Strahd's zombie-like things, but they're all collapsed on the ground and not moving. They seem to have basically perished with him, returned to their deathly state, no longer animated. And yeah, you will be able to lower the drawbridge and make your way back across. You can grab your what did you have? You had did you have any cart left or anything? There was a cart, wasn't there? Yeah, Alistair had a cart, I thought, or something, didn't he?
No, he went over
we have
there.
horses.
Oh, okay.
Horses and dogs.
Right. Oh yeah, fucking Balthazar. We forgot about Balthazar. He's just been cowering the whole time. But yeah,
Oh,
you'll find
bad
the other
dog. You should have sensed that lady was a vampire. Bad dog.
You'll find the other two. See, you guys gotta remind me about these animals. I always forget about them. Sorry. So you get a couple of horses and the 3 dogs. Do you make efforts to recover the bodies of your fallen companions, or do you just leave them?
I'll leave that up
These
to
are
you.
your
More
friends.
choices.
Torgal doesn't know much about human burial customs.
Fair enough. So Torgal says no.
If you want to win the title of ever victorious, you can't show dead companions around the place.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's bad for PR.
Right. Okay. So you leave them in the
Yeah.
castle.
And when they
Fair
die, they're stricken from the records so that they were never
Yeah.
members of the Ever Victorious.
Wow.
No, they had a nice retirement.
Oh, retirement. Okay.
They
Okay.
say I am a fucking tyrant. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel like the still technically victorious might be
Yeah.
might be
I
more
mean,
fitting at this point.
We
but
said
whatever.
ever victorious. We didn't say the immortal victorious.
Wasn't there more of you when you left? No? No,
Meh.
there wasn't.
A victory with
We
high
won.
casualties is
Fighting
still a victory.
victorious.
Yeah, Ferric victories are still victories. STFU.
It may have been Pyrrhic, but the second part of that phrase is definitely victory.
So as the who's left alive here? We've got Miklos, Edith, Irina, and Torgal, right? So as you go out and you get the horses and the other couple of dogs, you see the storm is broken. And as you're making your way back, it'll take you a little while to get back to the village. But as you make your way back to the village, eventually the clouds kind of part. And although it is like the wee hours of the morning, you can see stars in the sky for the first time since you arrived here. And the rain stops completely. as you make your way back to Barovia. When you get back there, do you go back to the house that you were sharing with Ismark, Arena?
Yeah, she would want to go back there to see what had happened to him.
Right. When you get there, you see the door is still closed and locked. You don't have a key on you.
Try and bust down the door. Did the ever victorious abandon Arena, or did they safely escort her home?
No,
Yeah,
I would have gone with you, I imagine.
We
Yeah.
can open the door for you.
Okay. Yeah, so you bust open the door and you see Ismark's body lying there, his face ashen and pale. 2 marks on his neck with a little bit of stain of blood trickling from them. He's quite dead.
I think she was kind of half expecting it or whatever, but Rena is gonna like kind of go over and kneel next to his body and just kind of sit there.
Okay. It'll be a couple of hours before dawn breaks.
Thorvald's getting a little
Anything?
maudlin in his unnaturally aged state. He will take one of his pouches, which is full with silver, 20 silver, and leave it there, seeing that Irene has lost her house, her brother, and her father, and has nothing. And I will also actually leave the crossbow with the bolts. And then I imagine I would go straight to the Gipsy pub to see about that Monopoly.
Straight to which pub?
The one pub in town.
Oh, right. Yeah. The I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but yeah.
Blood on
It
the vine.
was, had some ominous name, didn't it? It is called the Blood of the Vine Tavern. Yeah, so you go there. It's dark inside. The door is locked.
It's the daytime now, right?
Well, it'd be, like I said, it'd be a couple hours before the sun rises. So it's probably about like 4:30 in the morning.
I'd start banging on the door. Togo needs a drink. He's had quite a day.
Okay. After a couple of minutes, a very angry-looking gypsy swings the door open and says, "What do you want?"
Strahd's dead. You won't have your monopoly for very much longer, but if you'll open this door, I'll still pay you the usual price for your shit wine. I need a drink.
He looks at you. He looks at you and kind of like rubs the sleep out of his eyes. Says, "What? Strahd's dead? Wait, you went to the castle, didn't you?"
We're the ever
He
victorious
looks over your shoulder. I
shithead.
don't. Did Edith and Miklos go with him?
Edith would have told Irina, "We'll be at the tavern if you need us," and then would have followed.
Okay. Miklos?
Yeah, pretty much the same. He'd probably have giving his best comforting words, which probably wasn't very comforting at all. Before heading off to the
Your
tavern.
brother looks delicious.
I mean, I don't think it would go quite that far.
Just kidding.
Do you have any hot sauce?
So you lay a comforting hand on her shoulder and then you walk out, basically, yeah? So
Yeah, pretty much.
this gypsy guy, he looks at the three of you. He's like, "You went to the castle, but you're here. It's true. You've defeated the devil Strahd. Come in. Drinks are on the house." And he starts shouting for his brothers to wake up and come down and join. And eventually then, he starts pouring drinks then for all of you. And his couple of brothers come in and join in. One of them goes running around the town, banging clanging some kind of one of those cheap iron bell type things, waking everybody up in the town to tell them the Devil Strahd is dead. The ever victorious have defeated him. The curse is lifted. The fogs are gone. The people are free, and they will celebrate. And you will find, indeed, whenever you finish your drinking and celebrations, you will notice that the mists have indeed lifted, and that you can freely leave Barovia at any time, as can anyone and everyone else. So congratulations. You were victorious, and 3 of you even survived. I don't know what the future holds for the ever victorious. Maybe you can tell me. Why don't we go one at a time with the survivors? But first, I want to start with Irina. What would Irina do with her life after this?
It's a good question.
Oh, maybe Corinne is away from the keys.
No,
Corinne?
I'm here. Can you not hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Are you there?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, now I can. Sorry, maybe I was lagging. Sorry. What does Irina do with the rest of her life?
So that's kind of a good question. She has no father, no brother, no home to speak of, no fortune really, and neither does most of Barovia. She could freely leave if she wants to, but she doesn't really know anything else other than other than being like a thrall to a creature like Strahd. I kind of think she probably kills herself not long after you guys had left her.
Oh, wow. That was dark.
Yeah.
Okay. Torgal.
So Torgal leaves Barovia with fond memories and a vow to never return again. And a couple of years down the road, Torgal has promptly retired after this adventure, having had a hard talk with a drink about how he's getting old and he needs to change. He needs a real change in his life. And so I imagine that a couple of years down the road, you see Betsy the Axe knock on some door, and the door opens, and this halfling woman who looks a little older and plainer than Torgal remembered her opens the door, and as Torgal goes to open his mouth, it fades to black.
Nice. How about Edith?
Edith probably continues to travel with the Ever Victorious as long as they're around, practicing her particular brand of diplomacy for whoever will pay her the most coin. Eventually, she will retire and return to her family's farm and take up the farming life that she desperately tried to escape.
How about Miklos?
I think Miklos returns to the manse to find the body of Irina after she's killed herself, and feeling sad about that, and the fact that his cannibalistic secret is out. When he leaves this place, he returns to the mountains in Carpathia to live the life of a hermit. But I imagine about maybe 4 years down the line, there's a knock at his wood cabin, and he opens the door, and there's Torgal, Edith, and new recruits of the Ever Victorious.
Excellent. Very good. Well done, guys. I hope you enjoyed the I-6 Ravenloft adventure. I certainly enjoyed running it for you. I'm going to end the video now, but if you guys want to hang out and do a little after talk, I'm free for that. So thank you for playing.